welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today I'm going to show you how to get glass skin. This trend has been blowing up all over the beauty community here on YouTube, and I was really anxious, excited, and also nervous to try this out because my skin is very, very finicky because it is super dry. So I am happy with the result. I'm loving the glow on my face. If you have dry skin, you know like how excited you get when your skin actually looks glowy. And the whole idea behind the glass skin trend is to really finesse the products into your skin, taking your time, so your skincare, your primer, your foundation, your concealer, really working it into the skin so it doesn't look like it's just sitting on top of your face. It actually looks like it is your skin. So if you would like to see how I achieve this, we're gonna roll right into it. Starting off with skincare, I cleanse my face in the shower, and now I'm going to apply moisturizer. My skin is super dry, so I really love using this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream for extra dry skin. This is what I use during the day. So today I'm going to be applying my moisturizer with a brush, just any sort of flat foundation brush will do. Oh, this feels so good. My face was like screaming for moisture. While I'm applying this, I'm going to talk about my skin. As I mentioned, I have really dry skin. It gets horrible in the winter. It gets like super like flaky, and I get eczema patches. Right now, it's still pretty dry. So I do get nervous applying certain products. Like for example, when I apply foundation with a brush, it really emphasizes the texture on my skin, and that any sort of dry or flaky patches I have become super noticeable. So I'm a little nervous for my foundation application today. And as you can see, my face is pretty calm. It'll get red as soon as I just start to rub the primer in. But I do have a lot of redness on my cheeks, around my chin. I have a lot of acne scars, and I am starting to get some acne spots. Thanks to Mother Nature. And I do have redness right here in like the T-zone of my forehead. So those are all areas of concern for me that I definitely want to cover up. So the whole idea behind glass skin is less is more really terrifies me because I'm a full coverage girl. Now that this is applied, I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds to sink into my skin. Now that my moisturizer has had a minute to sink in, because I really want to make sure that it is nice and sunk into my T-zone area, because that is where I have issues with pores. So to see if this primer works, I got a travel size of the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer Pore Minimizing. I had a sample of their Radiance Primer and really liked that, but found that it wasn't exactly filling in my pores as much as I would like. This is like such a weird texture. It looks kind of gross. So for now, I'm going to focus this right along the sides of my nose, on top of my cheeks, on my nose, on my upper lip. For dry skin, this next primer is really great. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. I'm just going to lightly just tap this into my skin, the areas where I didn't put that first primer. Now, to really amp up the glow, I'm going to take my MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Silverlight. I'm gonna put a layer of this on my face. I'm gonna apply it with the same foundation brush that we used to apply the moisturizer. And then I'm just focusing a lot of the products on my natural high points, and then just kind of blending whatever is left onto the rest of my face. Alright, so we are looking pretty glowy, so I am going to spot conceal some areas on my face. This is the first time using this concealer, so it could be a disaster, but this is the new CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. I've heard a lot of people say good things about this. It doesn't have the shade on it, which is kind of annoying. I just know that I got the lightest shade, and it looks like it would be way too dark for my under eyes, so hopefully it will be a good match to spot conceal. And I can already tell this is going to take forever because the product isn't even near the right end.
The next day. 1 week later. 1 eternity later.
Yay! This even looks like it's too dark for my skin tone, so I'm always disappointed when products don't have the best shade range. I mean, I really don't understand like the reasoning behind it. Like in my eyes, there's like really no excuse to not have a good shade range. But sucks, I wasted money on that. I just can't believe this is like the lightest shade. I regret putting this on my face. I'll blend it out like pretty like patchy. It's not a good look. All right. So hopefully I don't regret this more going into it. But this is my Holy Grail foundation, the Lancome Tan Idol Ultra Wear. This is in the shade 090 Neutral. This is a little bit more of a matte foundation, but I know it works really great with my skin, so we're gonna see how this goes. And again, the idea is less is more and blending out with a brush. I am a full coverage 0 to 100 kind of person. So that means if I'm not doing a full base, and I mean like foundation, concealer, bronzer, contour, blush, highlight, if I'm not going to be doing all of that, I don't see a point in putting makeup on. So it's either I'm going to go full out and do a full bead on my face, or I'm just not gonna wear makeup. So I feel like this is gonna be a struggle for me today. When I say a full struggle, I mean that the idea is to use like about 1 pump or less of foundation. I already know that's not gonna be realistic for me. Normally I use 4 to 5 pumps to cover my whole face to get that full coverage. So I'm just going to apply a full pump onto a Morphe M439. I'm going to apply most of this to my areas of redness, which is the center of my face. So I'm just going to lightly dot this. I'm going to zoom you guys in right now so you can see how terrible and disgusting my skin looks. My skin looks so rough, like sandpaper. I mean, this is what, honestly, applying my foundation with a brush does. Like, it just doesn't sit nice. Like, my nose looks terrible. And then my forehead looks dry, patchy, and flaky. I don't understand how people apply foundation with brushes and have it look good. Like, I don't understand how I got my makeup to look good before like sponges were a thing. This is like, I give up. I'm done. I give up. I'm wiping this off and starting over. All right, take 2. So I applied my skincare again how I did the first time. Only now I'm going to apply my foundation with a sponge. You know what? I'm going to say I'm going to try to use less. But I think of the after effect, it looks like we have glass skin, then we're on to something. Yeah, I mean, we're in this together. Okay. So normally I do like a pump and a half on each side of my face. Trying to use less. And of course, I left that horrendous concealer off my chin. So, no more of that. All right, so now I'm going to move on to concealer. With that foundation, I didn't use quite as much as I normally do. I can still see some areas in person that need more coverage, but I'm trying to keep to the less is more. And my skin does look really nice and radiant and glowy. So to keep up with that, I am using the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to use a teensy amount on the very inner corner. So like right here is where we tend to get the most darkness. So that's where I'm going to focus the concealer. And I don't know why I took so long and like why I slept on this concealer, because I absolutely love it. If you have dry skin, like this is a must for you. So I just took the tiniest amount And then I'm just going to lightly try to blend this out with a brush, and if it's not looking nice, I will go in with the sponge. And yeah, it's starting to clump up. So I'm just barely lightly tapping with this sponge. And it's like starting to goop up. I think I put too much prep onto my skin because now it's starting to patch up. So even though I have dry skin, my face really can't handle a ton of product. For powder, I've just been using the RCMA No Color Translucent Powder. And then I'm just lightly going to go over that area because this concealer does crease really easily. So I'm just lightly tapping and dusting, and then I'm bringing this down the side of my nose. And you can see how right here, there's just a patch of where, that's great, I'm wearing a white shirt and I just dropped this, of where the foundation and concealer started to pick up because I honestly feel like I put on too thick of a base. But here you can see the difference in how this eye is a little bit lighter and brighter underneath without it being anything like super highlighted. Because my skin is starting to pick up, I am going to lightly set this. Ideally, you wouldn't set your skin, but because I am going to be putting some powder products in my cheek area, I want to lightly make sure I have some powder down so I don't slide around. So I have hardly anything, and I'm just going to lightly tap this onto the area where I'm going to be applying my powder products. Alright, so I still want to have some dimension to my face. I still have a pretty good glow about my skin, so that is good. So I am going to go in with some blush and see how this goes. This is the Tarte Party Blush. I use this like in every video. I just really like muted rose blushes, and I really like something that can just blend easily into contour and not stick out too much. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna try to not use bronzer or anything today. So I'm just going to lightly stamp this onto my cheeks. You guys can just see, you can see it just adds like such a subtle color. It's not anything too crazy. And then I am bringing this back. I'm pretty much treating this as if it were a bronzer or a contour. So that looks really nice and really pretty. I don't like to put a ton of blush on the apple of my cheek. Now I'm going to go in with highlight. And I love Becca's Moonstone for a really subtle, more like natural glow, natural finish. And I just apply it with the Morphe M510. And this one I'm going to bring up. I'm going to stop right around here, so like right where my iris starts, because I don't want to have this lighter color on the top of my cheeks. And then I'm going to take some down the center of my nose, put it on my Cupid's bow, and then also on my chin. I'm keeping it natural. I really want to go in with Glazed Donut by Ofra. It's so intense. I'm putting it down. Okay. Able to walk away from it. Now, for my cheekbone highlight, I use the Dose of Colors Mirame blush. This is from the Desi and Katie collection. I bought the entire collection, and it's way too dark for me to wear where you normally wear highlight, so I like using this as a blush topper. So this is a Luxie 522 tapered blending brush. I smile, and then I place this quite literally on the top of my cheekbone. So you can see it gives a really nice subtle glow, and you can see like the golden tones here and how it just goes into the lighter tone of the Becca highlight. So you can see the difference. Now, the last step for glow is, again, I don't know why I slept so long on this product. I finally picked up Vicks Plus by MAC. I got the travel size because I didn't know how much I would like it. And it leaves your skin so dewy. It's such a different finish. I have used Urban Decay setting sprays like from the dawn of time, and I've never really tried anything else. All I did off camera after I let the setting spray set in is that I took this super new gloss by KKW Beauty. This is in collaboration with Mario. And if you guys are curious about that entire collection, I do have a review and 3 looks using one palette, so I'll have it linked up above and also down below. So finishing touches, I'm going back in with my Becca Moonstone highlight, and this is a Morphe E36. It's like a little pencil brush. It's really good for highlighting like your inner corner of your eye, your brow bone. So that is exactly what I am doing, just to add a little something. So this is my take on glass skin for someone with really dry skin. I feel like I still look pretty glowy, like on my forehead and everything still has like a really nice iridescent glow to it. And I was able to add some dimension to the face with the blush. And then of course with the highlight helped out a lot. So let me know your thoughts on this trend in the comments below. And the main thing with this is that it does take longer because you're really taking your time patting things onto your skin, letting it really soak in. So for me, I really do like this as a subtle makeup look. I'm surprised I like this end result because like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm 0 to 100. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.